You are live. All right, Randy, you're set.
Okay. Call to order, roll call.
Commissioner Prestino,
Here.
Commissioner Madigan,
Present?
Commissioner Peller,
Present.
Chair Van.
Present.
All present.
Public expression, non-agenda items. Do I need to read that whole section?
No.
Nobody on
There are
the,
no attendees.
no attendees.
No attendees to read to.
Okay, approval of minutes. I looked over them.
Does anybody have an extra copy of those? I don't think I printed those out.
You can share mine.
Okay.
Oh, the one thing I didn't print extras on.
What?
I didn't print minutes. I'm like, I printed
She-
them. Yeah.
What was your name? I'm sorry.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
Oh, so kind of cool.
The minutes were from October, correct?
Yes.
Correct, October 22nd.
Just want to make sure I had the right ones.
I know, I had to look at the date too and then
Yeah,
go back on the
right.
website and confirm, like, do I have the right ones? I do. It just seems so long ago.
It was long ago. Okay, looks good to me.
I wasn't
All
here,
right.
so.
I move that we accept the minutes as written.
I second.
Perfect.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those
Aye.
opposed?
Oh, I can't remember.
You can vote on them still.
Okay,
You
cool.
just can't make changes.
Unanimously.
Okay.
I just can't make a motion.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even an absent commissioner can vote on them, they just can't make any changes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Tracy can vote.
Nice. Okay. Reports, Commissioner Prestino.
I'm still writing.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
We can jump down. Commissioner Peller.
Okay.
Oh,
oh,
No, I'm ready. I'm sorry. I was
yeah.
just finished my last thing. We have opened the hatchery. We turned the water on, it was the 16th of December. There has been somebody living at the hatchery since the 26th of December, and we opened to the public on the 2nd, day after New Year's. We are spawning this year on Tuesdays, which was the same as last year. We had 2 spawnings so far. The first spawning, we didn't have enough females. That was last Tuesday. And yesterday, we had a full contingency of spawning, which is 10 fish,
wow.
which is 9 more than they spawned last year at this time. Last year, they had this program that the first 3 weeks, we were spawning 1 fish, then 3 fish, then 5 fish, and it went up, and it reached a high of 12, and then it worked its way down towards the end of the season. This year, they're going hog wild. They want to do 10 right away, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I think in March, we start doing 15 every
Wow.
week, and then we're going back to 10 again till the end of the year, the end of the season. So.
When's the end of the season,
The
Joe?
end of the season is April 30th is when we close to the public. But we're still there probably till the middle of May, getting things cleared out, getting the water drained out and cleaning up. A lot of things going on. For one thing, we have spawned 90, we have not spawned, we have brought in to the hatchery that returned 91 fish to date. That's from the first. And we're about 30 ahead of last year, which is good.
Which
However,
speaks-
last year was the worst year on record, so we're doing better than the worst year, let's put it that way. We now have 215,269 yearlings, 6 to 8 inches. We have those fish in the runways now. They're getting adjusted to the taste and smell of the water. They're being imprinted, is the term. And they'll be released in about 3 weeks, all at once, all within 2 or 3 days. We open up the floodgates to let them out, and then after 2 days, we have to start pushing them out because they're not so willing to leave while they're getting fed. You know, so.
Funny how that
and quite
works.
frankly, I'm the same way. So, they're there. We have an interesting program which is, we started pretty much today. We're working in partnership with Sonoma Water, California Department of Fish and Wildlife, and our club, the Ukiah Valley Fish and Wildlife Club. What Sonoma Water is doing is they're going to have 50 fish, 50 of the yearling that we have, and they're going to surgically implant a radio transmitter into these fish. And it's literally, they started today, it's literally half the size of my pinky nail. And they make a little incision in the abdomen, and they insert this with the antenna first through a special kind of needle, and it goes through, and the antenna sticks out the back, and then they pull the transmitter into the incision and then stitch them up. It was a 3-minute operation. He said that's the first fish was 3 minutes. He says we expect to be around a minute. So it's pretty impressive. They're gonna
Wow.
have 50 fish that they're starting with this year. They have receiver stations all the way down the river, starting in Hopland, the Crowfoot Ranch, Cloverdale, all the way down to the ocean. And they're gonna release those fish when we release the 215,000 fish. So they're gonna go out in a mass. The thinking is less chance of a predator getting them if they're going out in great numbers. So, and it's also better for the 215,000, better chance of them getting to the ocean as well. So that started today. They're hoping that it works well. They're hoping that next year they can do 100, 200, 400, 500 every year thereafter. And naturally, the one thing holding them back
Oh, yeah.
is financing. So they've got to get into Sonoma Water's budget and see where it goes. But if the first 50 start to work out and they have readings all the way down, it'll be something that, you know, they can get a lot
Got a
of data from
baseline to
this.
work off of for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's
Joe,
great.
can I ask a question?
Sure.
Are you talking all steelhead here?
All steelhead. Well, actually, technically, they're not steelhead until they hit the ocean.
Right,
But these are rainbow trout.
but the ones that you're spawning,
The eggs are coming from steelhead.
okay,
They are steelhead offspring. They're
Uh-huh.
basically rainbows. Once they hit the ocean and come back, they'll be steelhead.
just
The
curious,
salt does something to them where it physically changes the appearance.
yeah.
Especially those.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I just wondered, because we're seeing, I can talk in my report a little bit, but I just wondered if you've seen any Chinook or any coho,
It's
because
very
it's
rare
been
by
such a.
us.
yeah.
It's very rare up at our hatchery.
Yeah.
We had one 3 years or 4 years
Yeah.
ago. But down in Warm Springs,
Yeah.
they have 2 hatcheries, one for steelhead, one for salmon.
Yeah,
And they're getting good numbers on coho and Chinook. They're coming back.
Good.
So, and from what I've been reading, just about all the California rivers are getting high numbers coming back. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. I don't know if that is related to the last 2 years of a lot of rain. That may be the reason. There may be other reasons,
Yeah.
you know, we don't know.
It's a magical
That's why
question.
We
what
can't
we're
ask
doing is
them.
trying to gather as much data as possible about these fish when they're away from us, when we don't know what's happening.
Oh, that's great. And they can be tracked in the ocean?
They can they're tracking them all the way down to Jenner, and they're tracking them every 10, 15 miles. So they have the transmitters in place. The only thing is, the only drawback that I see, they're not saying it's a drawback, is that the battery life is 4 weeks. Now, the adult steelhead, it probably takes them about a week or two to come up. These are little guys, you know, so I don't know how long it's gonna take them to get to the ocean. The one good thing is they have the current behind them, you know, the water is going that way, so,
So when they hit the ocean, they turn around and come right back?
no.
Oh,
They hit the ocean and they forage and become monsters. They get very big, very powerful, and then they'll come back. Year 3 for the most part, year 4, very rare that a 2-year-old will come back, but we've had 2-year-olds come back.
so there's a way to track these fish that you let out?
We tag them. Every fish that leaves our hatchery gets tagged. The 215,000 do not get tagged. They get clipped. Their fin in the back gets clipped, so you know it's a hatchery fish.
I gotcha.
So, a lot of good things are happening. My only question to them, and I kind of embarrassed them, I said, what happens when one of these little guys hits the water and in Cloverdale, a big steelhead eats him? Are we now tracking the steelhead coming upstream? They said, no, the battery doesn't work that way. Once they're consumed, the battery isn't strong, or the signal isn't strong enough to go through both fish.
Interesting.
So, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of data coming from it. I asked them if they wanted publicity, because we have in our club, Don, the pool guy, Moya. Don Moya is the editor of the fishing column in the Ukiah Journal.
Nice.
So I asked them if they wanted publicity. They don't want anybody to know about it yet, because it's the first year. They want to see what happens.
Right.
If it's a total disaster, we'll move on to something else.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great thing. It really is. And it's nice for us to participate. It really is.
What if a big fish eats him? It's not gonna affect that big fish eating a
No,
radio.
fish
No,
are
if
cruciferous.
you
Yeah.
saw-
Oh, the radio, you mean?
Yeah,
If you
Okay,
saw the
cool.
fish that come
Yeah.
back to us at the hatchery, you gotta realize that the first thing they do in Jenner is they fight a wall of seals.
Yeah.
So after the seals, they get hit with otters, and then it's raccoons, eagles, hawks,
right.
osprey. I mean, there's so many predators going after them, not to mention the fishermen.
Yeah.
So we get fish that are coming into the hatchery with gouges sticking out of them. And you say to yourself, how do they survive? And these fish are
The
strong.
steelhead.
They're still healthy, they're
Yeah.
still strong. They're wounded, but they're doing well. You know,
Oh,
it's
good.
amazing. So that's my report.
Yeah, I noticed on some of the Facebook posts I've seen you guys have posted, there's been people responding to them or whatever, regarding the hatchery and how many fish have come in and.
A lot of
this and
questions.
that. Yeah.
A lot of-
and
Everybody wants to
So
know.
fun.
But I also noticed there was some people like, hey, oh, this looks like a great place to take the kids, or this looks like a great place to take the classroom visit, or something.
Well, the first 2 weeks, we have a different school every day. It may be first and second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and some schools come for all different grades.
That's good.
Today we had 60 kids there. It was fourth grade from Willits, school in Willits. And, they come and they watch us sort. On Tuesdays, they watch the spawning. They love it, the
I bet.
kids. So much so that there are some families that bring the kids at least once a week. Usually on the weekends when they're out of school. And the kids love to come up. And we play into the kids too, because, when we're sorting the fish, we'll take a fish and go up to the kids, say, you want to pet it? They love that, say, you want to kiss it?
Yeah.
They look at you, But the kids really love going there. I know my granddaughters love it, every time they're down from San Francisco, I bring them up there.
Good for you, Joe.
They don't want to go home.
That's
It's
awesome.
just,
That
it's
is
really
awesome.
cool.
wonderful.
Thank
It's
you,
really
Joe.
cool.
Good work out there.
I just want to, we had a date, I think of February 11th, is that correct, for the,
That's the next meeting.
okay. That was the date we were talking about going up to
Doing a
the
special
hatchery in the
meeting to watch.
morning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is a Tuesday, correct?
It's a Tuesday.
Okay, so we'll be doing spawning, so that'd be a great day to come up. And I
Will you
think
be
the
here,
kids,
Patty?
kids are back in school at that point.
Okay.
So it should just be us and a few stragglers.
So
Be a
we
nice
can,
day.
we can firm up all the arrangements under 6. I added a new thing on your agenda called Matters from the Commission, because you didn't really have a great forum to discuss upcoming events.
Uh-huh.
So, and 6, we
Cute.
can kind of firm up details and times and stuff.
Perfect. Great,
So wise.
looking forward to it.
All right.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
My pleasure.
Patty?
I think Tracy goes next.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
What's your face? Yeah.
4B.
So, no report. I mean, we're all doing great. I mean, personally, we're about to do the first Cherry Creek TA Forest Health Project, and that's really exciting. I wish everybody knew about that. Nothing to report right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Patty?
Well, my report is very comp sheet oriented. We've seen a lot of coho salmon.
Nice.
A lot of coho salmon. And right now they're completing their life cycle, which means they're dying. But it's been really interesting, and my husband had never seen them before. So about December 17th was when we first, or 16th, 17th, was when we first saw them coming up the North Fork of Albion. And then, and so like they've lived for almost a month in freshwater doing their life cycle and spawning. And we've seen pretty good size coho. The jacks are smaller, and they're always like agitating the whole scene. So it's got some of it on film, and then people that I've known through my fisheries work have been sending me videos, and a lot of places that you wouldn't even think, like downtown Boonville,
Oh, really?
have
Oh,
had
wow.
coho.
Oh, that's
So my friend
exciting.
lives on what's called Little Mill Creek, which is a tributary to Robinson Creek, which is way up in the Anderson Creek drainage, which gets a very low score from Fish and Wildlife for habitat. But there are these remnant, little streams that have good cover and a lot of water, and the fish are finding them. So I think it was an extraordinary year for coho, at least.
That
Let's
is a
hope-
huge
And we've
yes.
seen our first
Contiguous
steelhead.
habitat and contiguous watershed, and that's Mendo, that
Yeah.
30, and did the bears eat the dead coho after that, or? Yeah.
Well, in Compsey, we don't have, we
Yeah.
have bear, but probably raccoons and
Right.
other.
Just the other ones,
Otters.
yeah.
Otters, yeah. We actually have quite a assortment of potential predators.
Excellent.
But it's, part of the
The
life
cycle.
cycle, and also it's also good for forest health.
And the
because of
poop.
nutrients.
Yes, the poop.
Yeah, so
So-
you kind of have to, my husband was like, so sad to see the fish die. And I'm like, look, this is part of it, we need those nutrients.
It's the interesting thing about steelhead. After spawning, they go back to the ocean, and then they'll come back again to spawn again.
2 times?
Some of
or-
them.
Could be 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some of
and
them.
not many of them, not
Yeah,
every
yeah.
one of them. I would say 1 or 2%. But it's interesting to see a fish that has come back 3 times,
Yeah.
and that's,
There was one up north, I think, that made it like 10 times.
is
It was
that
like-
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
you
I'll see if I
knew.
can dig up the story.
Oh, that
and
is
I'll send
so
it out.
cool.
Yeah, it was like old Ironsides.
Is that what you call them?
No, I just made that up.
So
but,
cool,
but
though.
it's very intrepid fish to like
Yeah.
keep coming back, and it was going back to a hatchery, and that's why they could record it, because it was tagged.
Yeah.
You guys, when would be like the time to talk about that 30 by 30 Prop 4 and how that affects Mendocino County?
We'll probably do it under 6.
Okay.
The Madison Commission.
Awesome, okay.
Anyway, that's my report.
Because
Lots
it
of
just
fish.
goes right with Patty's report. What a great report. That is so awesome.
Yeah, I've just really been pleased to hear about. Also, there was a big project, I don't know if you guys know about Rancho Navarro. It's a subdivision between basically the town of Navarro and Compsey. And they had a big reservoir that the water quality was really poor, and it was cutting off potential habitat for coho. And it was very controversial, and Fish and Wildlife denied a project for a stream crossing that was one of my projects, because they said until that dam comes out and that pond is removed and that habitat made available, it doesn't make any sense to
Right.
try to fix something downstream, because there'll be a lot of adjustment, and there'll be.
Right.
So anyway, they did it. They removed the pond. They put in like an extra quarter-mile of habitat, including large wood and some grade control structures, and they reported the first coho in that work site, which is like amazing to me.
This is,
Yeah,
This
and
is the best
the thing is,
report
all the
ever.
buzz,
Yeah.
all the negative buzz went away when people heard about the fish
Yeah.
coming up.
yeah.
Because really, it was just a big pond filled with bullfrogs and
Yeah.
warm water fish that wasn't really even being used for anything except for potential fire protection, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Sure is.
But,
And
So are
some
the
of-
fish, yeah.
Some of these areas that you said that you're seeing great numbers of cohort, have those streams benefited from any sort of, stream restoration projects?
Well, the Nephis Gulch off of the North Fork Navarro, yes. I personally oversaw 2 projects there, and then this one is the 3rd project there, where we walk the dog, which is the North Fork of Albion. They have an engineered wood structure project in the books, but it hasn't been implemented. Boy, once it's implemented, that habitat's gonna be golden, because it has year-round residual pools that are
That's
cold,
what
cold,
you-
cold. They're
yeah.
even too cold for me to swim in.
Yeah,
I dip in and I dip out. So, yeah, so it's, if you build it, they will come.
absolutely.
If the rains
Yeah.
come, if the
Yeah.
rains come. We had
Yes.
2 good water years, and I
Yes,
think that has a lot to do with it.
agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, fish, water, yeah.
Yeah,
Mendo.
great, thank you, Patty.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patty.
Well, I don't have a whole lot. I did talk to some of my fellow hunting friends, and they hunt in the Mendocino National Forest and Neola Bowie Wilderness, and I asked them, what the deer numbers were, they looked like, what they looked like after the August Complex fire went through in
Yeah.
2020, and they said it's, the wildlife up there is just amazing.
It's recovering.
Yeah,
Wow.
the bucks and the does and
Good.
the new vegetative matter that's coming back is,
Right.
it's good browse for them. They were very healthy. He showed me, I don't wanna, gross anybody out, but, he showed me the fat,
Yeah.
the deer he harvested.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was just amazing, just extremely healthy animals.
Fantastic.
So,
That's great.
yeah, it's just something that, moving forward with
Yeah.
this fire stuff,
Right.
it's something that needs to be managed also on the Forest Service is my, input. They need to come in and do some reburning of it before the vegetative matter gets to the point where, and what he pointed out was he's hunted up there for years, and it was a struggle for them to find a spring, even to get a drink of water out of, while they were
Wow.
backpacking. And now that all that old Manzanita
It's
and
not taking up the water as much.
there's springs everywhere. There's
Yeah.
water everywhere up there in the
That's
dead
great.
of summer. So
That's
Yeah.
really great.
Very cool.
Cures a lot of ills.
does
These were all just like the best reports. Like all 3 reports were just like fantastic reports.
Well, there were a lot of controlled burns this fall. I don't
Yeah.
know whether you guys.
Shamrock did a bunch, yeah.
Jackson
Yeah.
State,
Yeah.
actually, Mendocino Redwood Company. I mean, everybody was burning. And some people were burning that weren't intended to burn. So
Yeah. It was like
I'm,
that.
I'm part of a neighborhood, not a neighborhood watch, but a neighborhood
Yeah.
alert system where I have like 12 neighbors that I'm in contact with. And so when an
a
alert
phone
goes out.
tree or something,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
it's like a phone tree, but it's
Yeah.
called Dial My Calls.
Yes.
And so it's when if there's a fire and it's nearby, or a flood or a landslide or whatever, you automatically get a text message, a message to your email and your cell phone and your home phone if you've got all 4 of those.
Cool.
So it's a good system.
You can input as well. If you see something, if you see a fire.
Well, what I do, I have a radio. So I get on my radio and I say, Signal Ridge, there appears to be smoke. Does anybody check it out?
So you guys have a little network
Ham?
radio system or something?
No, it's just a handheld radio, just
Oh,
like the
Cool.
fire department uses with its, volunteers.
So you guys have like a little community watch program with walkie-talkies?
Yeah, more or less. It's with the fire department.
Oh, good.
So we have 2 signals and we got a grant, and so it allowed us to put up 2 receivers. And so we were able to cover most of Comshie now. And the other day there was a fire and I got in my car and drove around and said, it's between Grimes Ranch and Hollisters. And so we communicate and,
So you're on the fire department?
no,
Oh.
I'm just a block captain.
I got you.
Yeah.
A block captain. Very cool,
Sounds
Patty.
pretty
I'm a really bad one too.
Yes.
About
All
as
block
good, I do about
captains
as
get
well as I do
radio.
on this group.
Yeah.
Was I supposed to do that?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
I just
good.
translated a welcome package for our Spanish-speaking people because, our community is a little more diverse than it was when I first moved there.
Excellent.
Good for you. Great. Okay, moving along here. Items for discussion for possible action. 5A, Fish and Game Propagation Grant Submittals. Is that I or one?
It's an I.
Ukiah Valley Fish and Wildlife.
And do you need to recuse yourself from the discussion, or can we
Well,
ask you questions?
I mean, I can answer questions, can't I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just don't vote, don't
Yeah.
score.
yeah,
No vote.
yeah.
So, I wrote through it and I've already did my scorecard. Do we need to, I guess, has anybody completed their?
I have not
Scoring?
completed mine, but is this the same thing we use? We just circle one of those?
There's
Yeah,
a blank one you
there's a
can
blank
write on
here
if you
that
want
I filled
comments.
in.
Oh, okay. I don't think I got this. Was this part
I
of the
didn't
package?
get this either for some reason. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, it was in the email she put
I
out.
bet
We-
it was.
This
I'm
was just
sorry.
in there,
I have
but
like 5 grants and.
we
yeah.
talked, Cause I was scratching my head, you know, I thought, wow, yeah, I remember this
I know, I'm like,
form,
where'd the
but
criteria, I had to go back to like 2013 to find
that when you finally
Where's
found
the
it.
description of
Yeah.
them, I'm like, I knew I
Yeah.
had one.
So I guess we'll take a few minutes to fill these out.
And then
Yeah,
you guys can discuss categories if you want along the way, it's up to you how you want
Hey,
it to
can I
run.
Yeah, you guys
please
wanna
borrow
read
one of your
through 'em,
pens,
or-
your
Absolutely, you want
green
blue or
thing?
green?
Green, please.
I've read through the whole
Thanks, Ben.
proposal and I've read through the score sheet. I just need to put my scores
Okay,
down.
good, so we'll keep quiet.
So I did half my homework. No, you're not gonna bother me if you ask
I
questions.
absolutely feel like one of those kids in class that was like, I'm so sorry, everybody. This is my main job.
Oh, I wasn't sure, I thought you guys might wanna talk about them as a group and score them, that's why I put in a bunch of extra too, I'm like, I wonder if they wanna just discuss each section.
Oh,
We've
yeah,
done that in the
let's
past
do
when we've actually
that.
had a ranking committee.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we can, once they've done, I would gladly walk through it, you know, if time allows to, you know, pros and cons of it.
And then I can't remember, did they have a signature line? They did.
I
They
just-
did not, okay.
I put it.
I was just curious if they had one. We'll have to design it, the next year I'll put a signature line and dates on there. in case
Yeah.
we do them.
Oh, this is yeah, that's been going on for a long time. The Pike Minnow abatement.
This is totally was on topic, but I was part of a abatement activity where we had these rafts and we were spearing them with a PG&E.
Oh,
And that
no.
was with Park Steiner way back in the day, down, it was so primitive.
Get it! Get it!
Get 'em.
Get him! Oh God, that was a raft. Oh no. No.
I think the fact that nobody died is really amazing.
Then we can put a thing up there at that Lake Mendocino. Someone's applying for a grant right now to do education up there. They love that kind of thing. So this is the same program that you guys have been doing for like forever.
Long time.
Yeah.
I believe it's for 5 years. And the last time we did it was 6 years ago. This last year, we were paying it out of our funds,
Right.
which there wasn't many funds.
Should we put our name on this or?
Yes, thank
I signed it.
Okay.
Yeah, Randy signed this, go
Okay,
ahead.
so.
So next year's change is gonna be signature line, I
I
made it
think I did
fillable.
mine, I guess that's,
Mine's kind of
Right,
signatured.
meat
That's good.
fishing game. Okay. So how this
which
goes,
category
Ooh.
that we,
meat
and now
fishing.
we.
Overachieve.
So that's just for
What
one?
are, where
Yeah.
are squawfish
Oh.
native to?
Where-
Because they are a native California
I thought they wanted
fish.
a description
I just
for
don't
each.
know.
No.
Sacramento.
No, there's,
Yeah,
Like
no,
minnow.
you could have,
Just
Yeah.
jammed it all into
Uh,
could
one?
have jammed it all into one and just
Yeah.
done
could be
the
the
check
Sacramento,
boxes
I
here.
really don't
Uh-huh.
know.
Yeah, you're overachieving.
I know they're all
Above and
Makes
beyond,
sense.
At least it's very organized.
very
Yeah,
organized.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
Yeah.
this is a good way to do it.
Mhm. Yeah, I think, Janine Pfeiffer organized this,
She
right?
did, yeah. Yeah.
So we only got one submission. Do we want to keep it open?
Well, I
Can we
think
keep
We
it
can talk
open?
about it for sure, I mean, it's,
Maybe we'd need to put that on the agenda for the 11th because it's not an agenda, but I would think that it would be, since we have the funds and we could put another push or another pulse out there for advertising it and, I mean, I'd rather see the money go to good use than, than that we just sit on it.
We're considering putting another application in for a water filtration system for the egg hatchery. But we're trying to get numbers together, and that's the hard part.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's, we definitely, could do, it. I mean, what's that, is that gonna be an additional cost from the county to run the ad
It
again?
would
or-
just, yeah, it'd just be more hours.
Yeah,
But I would recommend that this grant cycle close so you can fund it, and then you open
Right,
an additional grant
exactly,
cycle. 'Cause
absolutely, yeah.
If you extend this one, you're
Yeah.
gonna hold up your application.
Yeah, let's wait, let's hold off until, this is all
Like
said and
March,
done.
April, you could even do toward a spring open, and it would be funded by summer potentially.
Yeah, and then maybe do a
Sounds
fall, maybe do a fall run or something, fall,
Yeah, if we still have money left over.
well, we
We'll have
should.
plenty of money.
Yeah, well, plenty of money.
We have a budget report right here,
Yeah,
Oh, good.
and there's a little red number that says the current as of dates.
you don't want one?
I've got the thing.
She's got
So
work
I'm
to do.
Oh.
focused, Randy.
Chop, chop.
I know.
Good.
She's writing, she's very dedicated.
I can only barely multitask, but I can't read too.
Well, I can't multitask anymore.
I know, I hear you.
And that goes for cooking too.
100%. This is like,
Burning stuff.
we're really fat. I could, yeah.
So is there a minimum criteria for our end for it to meet our recommendation, voting wise, numbers, like, you know, the percentage?
I think you would need 2 yeses,
Okay.
since you have 3 voting commissioners, you need a majority is all.
Okay.
Did you want me to write in here?
You don't have to.
You don't
Okay,
have to.
all right, everybody knows.
As long as I have your
'Cause
name,
this-
although I know you're the green pen.
I'm green
You're
pen,
green
that's
pen.
right, yes. Okay, so I'll put these together. That was really interesting and cool way to do that. Really
Yeah, I like that.
unmessy, yeah.
Very, very, much more
You did that, yeah.
Yeah, I got PDFs.
Okay,
You can keep it to read if you want.
I got a couple of them. I
Process
printed a couple
oriented.
of them.
yes.
Oh, mine's different.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Is this is what I got.
Where'd you get that one? Oh, maybe it just
It's the
downloaded
same
funny.
thing.
I think it downloaded funny
Is that
from
what
the
it is?
agenda, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
oh,
one
because he
is
did it
printed.
from home?
He put it
Thanks,
because
thanks,
the
that one is
website.
printed
Yeah.
portrait.
Yeah.
Because
it's
he's
just different
professional like
On the
that.
website.
Randy, I'm so
in the
glad you're
past,
president,
we've
yeah.
talked about them. I mean, was that something you guys want to do? Talk about the grant that they assigned, or you just want to go on what
well,
we've read and call it
I'd like to
good?
know what the scores were first, if we'd be able to
Yeah.
share that, and then,
Yeah, we-
it doesn't
we
say,
will
not say who
openly
did what,
discuss
but
them.
Yeah,
what the scores were, and
Yeah.
if there's anything that we need
You
to
wanna read
talk
them all?
about, because it was either
right,
a discrepancy, or there's.
right. Issues or no issues.
Yeah.
Curious. We're commission curious.
Well, you've got
Yes.
2 ratings at 24 and 1 at 21.
Sounds great,
That's pretty good, that's above average.
yeah.
You're above average.
My wife seems to think so.
Yes, thank goodness. Yes.
So do we need to make a motion to approve,
Recommend approval to the board.
yeah,
Do we want to have
recommend,
discussion first, or,
yeah, didn't we
You
just
can
have-
make a motion, then have discussion, and then you,
okay,
And
and
then
then vote, okay. Yes, make a motion.
you making a motion?
No, you are.
Oh, I so move that we approve funding for the Ukiah Fish and Wildlife.
recommend the board of supervisors approve funding.
Yes.
Recommend the Board of Supervisors
Thank you.
approve.
Yes. I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those
Aye.
opposed?
All right, you got a 3-0.
So with that 8,000 assuming the
Mhm.
Board of Supervisors approves that, 8,000 would leave us, with minus this here,
Right now, you're coming in at 111,000.
so we'd still have over 100,000 to
Mhm.
work with, you
Mhm.
know, for future
Mm-hmm.
funding.
Yeah.
I'm very
Did
comfortable
you
with
want to
that.
talk about the project?
Well,
Yeah.
one thing
They
that
wanna talk about
it
that.
interests me about the
Yeah.
project, and because I have this bicultural
Right.
sensitivity that I work with, is that it would be good when you're talking about an invasive or alien species, which a lot of us are.
Correct.
I think it'd be good to have more knowledge about where the Sacramento pike minnow are from, and where they are a natural part of the ecosystem, and how they got here,
Yeah.
and why we're having to do this. And I think that's just part of,
Yeah.
you know, the education and outreach that could be woven into it.
The
all,
education
yeah.
piece, yeah.
Because I think it's
don't know
very
if we can
fascinating.
answer that. I think California Department of Fish and Wildlife would
Yeah.
be able to answer that.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be great.
That's something, I'm gonna invite a warden and our wildlife biologist down to the February 11th meeting, if that all comes together
Cool.
down at the
Yeah.
hatchery, so that would be something.
Who's the
we could
warden you
discuss.
would be inviting, if you don't mind me asking?
Probably Lieutenant White.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
I'm
Awesome.
gonna ask Neil.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm trying
cool.
to think
Warden
of his last
Neil.
name,
I know who
yeah.
you're talking
Warden
about.
Neil. I just
Yeah.
call him Warden Neil. Yeah,
Altamiri?
awesome.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, I spoke to him yesterday.
Okay, cool.
I'm sure he would come down.
yeah.
Fantabulous.
You're talking about the day we go down to the hatchery.
The February 11th meeting,
Okay.
yeah. And what
Yeah,
time was
sounds
that? Did we set a
That's
time for that?
next.
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
Did you guys want to discuss this anymore?
I'm
Regarding
good.
the-
I'm good. I just like to know, when we're talking about invasive species, why they're invasive
Yeah.
and where they came from, where do they
I was
belong?
always
Can we
kind-
take them back?
Yeah.
I was always taught, they brought in by fishermen using bait, using as bait, like for
Small ones
bass.
for bait, that could be,
Yeah.
could very well be.
They did
Yeah.
not come on the wheels of something. I know that for sure, yeah. Right.
What,
Adrian,
I
what
believe
time do you have for the 11th?
We don't have a time yet, that's
Oh,
our
you don't
next
have a time,
discussion,
okay.
yeah.
yeah,
What
we were
time-
kinda gonna rely on
We need some
you.
input.
9:30.
9:30 is the best,
Okay.
is that too
Yeah.
early for
Holy
you?
cannoli. Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
All right, we're moving on to matters from Commission 6.
That means
We're
we
gonna
have to
a-
go to lunch after.
A special off-site meeting. We have to call it, actually, we have to call it special? We don't have to call it special. It's on the correct day and you don't have a time in your bylaws. So we'll just call it an off-site meeting.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start at 9:30?
Yeah.
At the Fish Hatchery?
Mhm.
And then
Got it.
someone
I
will
don't know
send
where
me
it
the,
is,
yeah,
but-
exactly, the address, yeah.
Somewhere on Lake
We'll
Mendota.
have donuts there if you wanna bring your own coffee.
Oh, I'd rather have coffee.
Can we, can you send out a physical address for the,
Yeah, I don't even know what it is, but I'll find out what it
Okay.
is.
Yeah, just email us and I'll put it on the agenda for where to go, because if we're all gonna
Do you
be,
turn at the forks there, kind of?
Yes.
Yeah, and then
It's
you go up-
Lake Mendocino Drive,
Yeah.
like you're going
is
to
it
the
on the gate
lake.
on the left, like when you come to the,
It's on the
It's on
right-hand
the right.
side.
Oh, it's on the right?
Yeah.
oh.
As you're
going
going
that
up
way.
to the lake, it's on the
Yeah.
right-hand side.
Oh,
Big
okay.
double gate is open, and it
Okay.
And
says
it's right near the
Steelhead
lake.
Facility.
It's right near the lake.
It's about 3/4 of a mile from the edge of the lake.
So I turn off on Lake
Past the houses, it's
Mendocino.
gonna be as you get close to the speed bumps.
Remember where the clubhouse is, or was, or remember they used
If
to.
you hit a speed bump, you
Before
went
that.
too far.
It's
Okay,
before
okay,
that, yeah.
before the speed
Because
bump.
the clubhouse is at the top of the hill, so it'll be before that.
Okay,
I'll
That's
just
a
Google
Tuesday
it,
night?
right?
Tuesday,
Google-
February 11th, we'll start at 9:30 down there.
You guys are coming down?
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
come.
okay, good.
Yay.
We could even carpool,
Well,
but I mean, it's on your way,
yeah, I was
it's
gonna say,
closer.
yeah, yeah. So
We'll
I take the
carpool.
Lake
Yeah, and I just-
Mendocino, right.
We'll
Yeah.
carpool here,
And so I take the Lake Mendocino exit,
yes.
and then,
So you're gonna come off and you're gonna go left from
and I'm
where you
gonna
are.
go left.
and almost immediately right again onto Lake Mendocino
Okay,
Drive.
so,
Found
so left,
the
and
address
then
is
right.
1160 Lake Mendocino Drive.
Okay,
Thank you.
I did.
Oh, good, I'll post a picture on the agenda too. We'll do that later.
okay. And I'll do some research on the Sacramento
came
Pipe
from.
Minnow.
Thank you, that's gonna be
Because I'm
fun.
interested and it was my stupid question.
We will know the lore, yes.
Well,
Great. That sounds like fun.
I'll try and bring coffee for everybody. I'll do my best.
don't worry about me.
Yeah, I might stop and
Okay.
get a box from
Okay.
Starbucks. They make those little boxes that are pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh.
They usually fix your little
They make you a little to-go tray with cups and
creameries
cream
and
too,
stuff.
and
Yeah,
it's not a bad
that's
idea.
fun. Yeah, I'll grab one of those.
I'm a
Go.
decaf gal.
Well, get a
She's
box of decaf.
No, you don't have to give me a box of decaf. I have my 1 cup in the morning. I'll be locked and loaded.
Yeah, I just have a 1 cup in the morning. I'll just have it before I go.
Yeah.
I don't, yeah, what am I even, I was just thinking about you
Yeah.
guys, yeah. I'm like donuts without coffee, like I just, anyway.
Not
Yeah,
have coffee.
Just bring your
Yeah.
thermos.
I'll do, yeah, I'll just
Bring a
bring
thermos
tea.
and we'll just fill the
Yeah,
thermos.
yeah, okay.
That works.
Look at me
I'll do that
making
too.
problems
Yeah.
where there are none. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, okay, all right.
There's electricity down there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I can
Oh,
bring
yeah.
my coffee pot. I got
There you go.
Go,
Get the
Randy!
donation jar.
Yeah.
Donation jar
Help
for
the Fish
the.
and Game Commission.
Yeah, yeah.
I can pre-grind you some espresso roast.
That'd be nice.
Just fill the pot.
Now you're
Baby.
talking.
Okay, I'll bring my tent. No, joking, okay.
So that sounds like fun.
I'll bring a
Okay.
Zambuca.
Ooh, yummy.
So
Okay.
staff reports and announcements. That's a new one too, isn't it?
Budget.
It was from last year where we added budget. So
Okay.
the only new announcement we have is that we have kind of a rough budget organized for how the end of year went out in December.
Uh-huh.
So the little red highlight there, the
Yes.
dollar amount shows where
Okay.
we're at after last year's grants payouts. You
That's
can-
11,
there you go.
111,000.
And everybody's been paid out?
Everyone's paid out. We're all caught up now.
Nice.
Good.
So
And
we'll,
that's-
so we'll minus, hopefully it gets approved for 8,000 at the
Yeah.
VOS, then that's sort of like I said.
And it looks
we
like
just-
We'd have
last year we took in a
102.
total of, fines. We only brought in about 4,000 in fines.
Hmm.
So just anticipate getting about half of the grant back. So you'll probably stay around 4,000, depending on
Good.
how that all shakes out at the end.
Yeah,
It's early, but there's our first December breakdown on our
no, that,
special forms and announcements.
those numbers look good to me compared to what we were dealing with before.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's good work, thank you, on
Thank
all the
you.
hard work on that.
Thanks, Ed. Yeah, that's a big
So,
deal.
I guess that's all I had was the,
Yeah, and then I'll do an email to see if there's anything else we want on the agenda. We probably will just make your meeting about the hatchery and not have any actual discussion items. We'll just open because we have to as a Brown Act body. Open for everyone that's there and then close at the end, and then April will be where you have more discussion.
Okay.
sure.
You know, we did this last year, I'm not sure if we did it this year, but could we have a calendar of our meetings?
Oh.
I can make you
Because,
guys a meeting
great.
calendar.
As soon as there's a plain fare sale, I'm gonna be buying more tickets.
That's,
See family.
Patty,
See
do
family.
it. You're having
Yeah.
so much fun. And plus you'll, wait.
All the more
won't you be
reason to
in
get another
Mexico
member on as soon as
February?
possible.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yes.
we've gotta,
I'm leaving
we've,
Saturday for 2
Yeah,
weeks.
that's what I.
we've gotta work on our membership.
Yes, and I will be.
Yeah.
I'll be, before I leave, I'll send emails out to Aaron and to Joe and
Yeah.
invite them to the hatchery, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
IMTC.
reach out to Norm Brown too and bump him
I
on.
was gonna
over
call him and ask him
We'll
again.
go ahead,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that, and then, cause he's probably tired of hearing from me about it, so
I'll call
I'll
Yeah.
put that off to you.
Yeah.
him. Will do.
Okay, and then maybe let him know about the February 11th meeting if he
Yeah, they
wanted
can all
to
come.
come
If it's open
down.
to the public, it will be noticed as
Good
an
idea.
open
Norm
meeting.
would be, what district would he represent?
Well, he lives in Willits,
Willits.
but we could get a waiver, I think.
Okay,
We
Could we
have in
get
the
two
past
waivers?
for that. We
I
can,
don't see why not.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
Actually,
of their applications go to clerk of the board, so if they have questions, they wanna go to clerk of the board website. They'll see
Okay.
the applications to apply on there.
I think what's tough for the coastal people is the commute, and even if we do rotate the meetings, it's still, an hour and a
Hour
half.
and a half.
Are we
And
still gonna
sometimes for,
And that's with good weather.
and sometimes, if they're in Wallala, it might even be longer than that, so.
Yeah.
Are we still talking about doing the 3 rotations, or I thought we
I think
voted
we
to
are.
have, I guess it's in our bylaws, we have to,
Yeah,
don't we?
so April could be Willits or Fort Bragg. We can talk about that in March.
Fort Bragg, yeah, that would make, that was only
Okay.
fair.
That makes sense,
Yeah.
yeah. The only way we'd have to go before the board and have our bylaws adjusted to switch it
Which
to.
I still don't have an estimate from county council. He said, yeah, I'll get back to you on an estimate on time to update the bylaws. Because I can write the ordinance, but I can't get it submitted without approval from county council.
And that would be a
Mm.
cost to the commission, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to give me an
Our
estimate. So
future meeting is gonna be at 2:00.
in Fort Bragg, yes, in April.
In April will be 2:00.
2 or 4 if you have a preference. I think
I
people
have a
like
preference
2.
with 2, but only because I have a hard time driving at night.
I don't like that
Glare.
road at night.
Yeah, and I'd rather people travel, I mean, if people can fit it with their schedules, I think
Yeah.
it's, people get home at a decent hour.
We don't have to
you know, and-
necessarily do it in Fort Bragg, we could actually do it someplace
Within the
like
district.
in the district. So if you wanted to do 120, if you like 128 and 253, better than Highway 101 and Highway 20, which has got the most accidents of any place
We
in the
just, the
county.
trouble with that is finding a building that can accommodate us, with.
It's
the-
true.
Like Boonville area?
Mhm.
Well, our other hearing party is bid. I bet I could get somewhere at the Boonville Hotel for Marcus. I can
Oh,
check.
yeah, because we have Wi-Fi.
We've had them at the Little River Inn, remember, they've let us use that before.
Right, Little River
Yeah.
Inn works, and I was thinking, well, I don't know if Boonville really counts as coastal, but I have a lot of contacts in Boonville. And we
Okay.
just need a place for like 10 people or 12 people.
Yeah, well.
There's a place called the Rose Room, and there is a little bit of a cost, but it's negligible. I can look into it.
Yeah, I know the Little River Inn, they just donated a room.
Yeah, they
that
did.
time For
Yeah.
us, so.
We will
And
then,
then I think
okay.
we used the city of Willits, the chambers there, and
We
then
can
as
always use
well
the
as the
library
library.
also.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, we used the
We used
library in
the
Fort
library
Bragg for
for-
years too, and then there was some kind of conflict, but I don't think that conflict is pertinent
I
anymore.
don't think they have that many meetings, but we could look at possibly the library in Fort Bragg.
Yeah,
Because our conference room is too small right now, and we're gonna be moving our Fort Bragg office by July. I don't know what the new conference room will look like when we move in Fort Bragg, but
Yeah,
for now, our office is too small.
Okay, got it.
okay.
Dude, Randy, can I ride with you to Fort Bragg or the coast when we go?
Yes,
Cause you're Coppola, right? I'll
well,
just
at
meet.
that area, yeah,
So I'll
absolutely.
just meet you at the thing, and then we'll
Yeah, but
go.
there in Willits, I think it'd be better if you left your car in Willits, not at Longville.
Well, not at that, okay, well, I'll call you.
Yeah.
Well,
You can park it at Padula's office or something, where
Okay.
it works.
okay, okay.
We'll firm up the Fort Bragg
Okay.
location, see what else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's Veterans
cool.
Hall too, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, if nobody else has anything else,
Anybody else? How's anybody else?
we can adjourn.
Oh, wait, I want to tell you guys about the Prop 4 thing,
What is
the
it?
30 by 30. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Prop 4 passed. Do you guys know anything about the Prop 4, California's 30 by 30 plan? The plan of 30 by 30 is to sequester 30% of habitat by 2030, and that's like our answer to climate change is secure ecosystems and contiguous habitat. So I was like, oh my gosh, Mendo, contiguous everything. So how do we get this? So we had a meeting with Josefina and I can't remember his name, from Mendocino Land Trust. I'm like, how does this work? How can Mendo jump on?
Miles? I think his name is Miles.
No, another, he's the new executive director at Mendocino Land Trust. He's,
Starts with a C,
yes, it does.
like Cormac or something like
Cal-
that.
Or, yes.
Calvin or
It's a-
Cormac
No,
or
no.
Callum? Cal.
Well, and
Yeah.
Seaman was there,
Seaman.
yeah. And so he came from Mendocino Land Trust, and then Josefina from Epic, she was there, and I'm like, how do we in Mendo get this to work for us? And how it works is this. Say there's a piece of gross property that some old grow used or something like that. Mendocino, so the money that we would write a grant, 30 by 30 would fund it, and then Mendocino Land Trust would steward that. And then there's like a few qualifications. It has to be open to the public. It has to, there's like, a few qualifications that our land qualifies for. And then they're trying to sequester as much land as possible. And so I'm really into this for Mendo because we have a lot of land that the growers have trashed that they're into rehabbing. And the contiguous waterways are huge to bring back the salmon. Like, we have a whole Mendo plan here that if put into, we're like basically poster children for this 30 by 30 situation. So I feel really hopeful about that moving forward, and I understand the way forward and working with WEC, and it looks like they secured that big ranch. What was it? The big one. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Which town?
Right. I don't know.
Okay.
Folsom Ranch? Folsom Ranch? Is that it, you guys? The Folsom Ranch got secured. I guess the tribe signed their thing, and then the money came through, and so that's been, Mendocino Land Trust will be running that.
Mendocino Land Trust has a report. It's quite old now. I want to say it's about
Yeah.
20 years old.
Yeah.
But it was important habitats that need to be conserved in
Yeah.
Mendocino County. With a coastal emphasis.
Cool. I mean,
Because I think it should be strategic. I don't think it should just be any trashed growers, property should be open to sequestered or open to the public, because that brings its own challenges, right?
Right. Well, it doesn't have to be open to the public.
Okay.
There's like a whole, like, you have to check so
Okay.
many of so many.
All right.
But maybe it does.
Maybe there's a fact sheet that we could look at.
Okay, do you want me to bring that to the next? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Okay.
All right.
Or you can
I'll
just
write it
email to
down.
me and I'll send it out.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes, okay,
Good.
got it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, you guys.
Yeah, I know I think the information was released about the Vilvas Ranch that was up near Usall.
Yeah.
Shady
Yeah.
Dale and all that,
Yeah.
that was by the Save the Redwood League transferred that over to Bureau of Land Management.
Uh-huh.
This is now public access.
That was just
so-
recently, right?
Yeah, it's 4,500 acres.
Yeah, good.
so.
Yep, and
Good.
so we're in, it's a bond but it seems like a worthy bond if you're gonna, pay money for the rest of your life. You might as well.
So does the property need to be taken out of production? So do you have to not practice forestry, not practice ranching or
I
farming?
do not know any of those answers. I do not know, but I can find out. We can find
Because
out.
I think
Yeah.
working landscapes are worth conserving.
Me too. I learned so much from you guys in the naturalist program. Absolutely. And I think that we'll probably have to do a project.
Yeah.
Some sort of a project
Sure.
submission or something like that. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
We need a motion to adjourn?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
I so move.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Happy New Year. Thank
Happy
you.
2020. You guys, this is already starting out so great. All these great reports, all this good stuff happening.
Well, it
And we
sure
get to
helps